What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Austin Show. Today we're looking at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Daredevil 3-pack. So in this box we get 3 figures of Daredevil himself. We've got Bullseye, so a nice villain to go along with Daredevil, perfect just for him. And then we also have Elektra in the all-white outfit, which looks really cool. And if we go and spin it around, we can see the 3 figures and the accessories they come with. The Elektra looks really cool with that big hair, and all 3 figures just look pretty awesome. So hopefully the figures are really good. So let me get them open and out of this box, and we'll take a look at them together. So let's start off with Daredevil, of course, real name Matthew Murdock, and he saved a blind man from being hit by a truck, but the truck ended up crashing and spilling radioactive isotopes on him, hitting him in the face and blinding him. He woke up in the hospital with enhanced hearing, smell, taste, touch, and developed a radar sense. Later on, he began training with Ninja Master Stick to control his abilities and hone his skills in acrobatics and martial arts. He earned a law degree and opened up a practice with Foggy Nelson, made a costume out of his father's old red and yellow boxy robes, and became the crime fighter of Daredevil. But of course here we have him in his all classic red outfit, which looks really good, and this is a really cool figure. Of course it's on the new body, so it's that new like Spider-Man body from the Renew Your Vows, so it has all the pinless body and all the like articulation that you can possibly ask for on a figure, and this just looks really cool. So it's Daredevil in the all red suit, it has the lighter red D&D there on his chest, of course, for Daredevil. So I like how you can barely sort of see that, but it does stand out like in real life with the darker red of the rest of the body, and he's just red all the way throughout. So then we have his face of Matt Murdock, so of course you can just see his nose and mouth there, but it looks pretty cool with the red eyes and stuff, and then the all red mask with the little devil horns up top, again red running all throughout the body, belt around the waist there like the little buckle design, then a thigh holster here on his left leg that can hold his 2 sticks all the way down to his feet. So overall looks really cool, and hopefully with this body design we'll be able to get in good poses and stuff. But let's go and do his articulation. So his head can twist all the way around, and it can look down that far and up that far. So not the best movements in the neck, but it's not horrible. Shoulders can come up to 90 and have the butterfly joint that can move back and forth, and of course can rotate all the way around. We get a bicep twist, the double elbow joint, which we had a lot of issues with this figure, as I've mentioned, with the pinless joints. Ever since they've switched, I've had a lot of issue with joints being really stiff. So with his, these upper elbow joints were really stiff and had to heat them up a lot and multiple times just to be able to get them to bend. So there it bends up just over 90 degrees there, and the wrist can twist around and flex back and forth. We have the ab crunch in the middle, so crunch back and forth, so nice big crunching and twist all the way around. And then has the lower crunch as well, so crunch forward and crunch back, so pretty good crunching with both of those back and forth. The hips can come up to 90 and out to the side, thigh twist all the way around, and it has a little bit of a drop down hip joint, so you got to push it back up in there to straighten it out. But thigh twist all the way around, double knee joint that can bend up that far to the back, a shin twist all the way around at the boot, and then the foot can flex back and forth and twist side to side with the toe joint on the end of the foot. So overall he's got pretty good range of movements. Like I said, some issues with those pinless joints, a lot of the joints are stiff, so that is annoying, but overall I think he looks pretty good and functions pretty well with the body. I always hate the toe joints, especially just like when they're up or down. If they're not flat, I just hate them, but of course it's used for like posing and everything to be able to get them in certain poses. But overall I think the figure is pretty cool. But for accessories we get some additional hands, so we get the hands of opposite what he has. So he has a grip and a fist, so we get a grip and a fist. And speaking of weapons, we get the billy clubs. So we have the billy clubs here, so look pretty cool in this darker red color, so I like the even darker red, so it stands out a bit from the rest of the body. So with these we can stick them into the thigh holster here, so you have them just stuck in there, so nice easy access for him, or we can take them out and put them into his hands, and of course I'll have to switch this hand out. So there's the clubs in Daredevil's hands, which is pretty cool. But what's really cool about the clubs is that they have holes in the them, so we get some like string stuff that we can attach to them. So it has these string pieces here, so we can maybe like have the club swinging around, or like he's swinging from, or use them as a weapon. So let's go and just try and stick these in. So it's going to be hard to show, but there I got the club in there. So you just stick the club on each end of the rope, and then you can just kind of pose him around, so there you can have it like he's maybe whipping down, that other one's going to come out and whip somebody. So that's pretty cool. Or we get another one as well, so it's more of a elongated one, so again the plugs on each end. So let's try this one. So again there is that one. Of course I don't know how you're supposed to pose up with these and stuff. It's kind of quite difficult to get them to stay, but there you can have it like, just whipped it out and maybe hit the person or something. But again, it's cool that it comes with it, but again I don't know exactly what you're supposed to do, like pose up with it wise, or maybe you can have it back here like he's swinging it around or something. I don't know, any of them would be pretty cool. I just have to figure out a pose that would like work and make sense. But I think I just like the clubs themselves in his hands. It'd be cool if there was like a little attachment piece, you could have it like attached between the two, and of course this is more of a bendy, so you could actually sort of have them both in his hands at the same time if you want. So it'd be like that with the rope all up like that, which I guess would be kind of cool. You know, it could be like he's swinging around and stuff, but I think just having the clubs all by themselves is probably going to be the best option for us. So there we just have Daredevil ready to fight some crime with that. And of course we do have the older Daredevil figure, so we have this one that's on the Bucky Cap body. And overall I do like this design, I think a little bit more with the darker body and the lighter red D. It just stands out much more compared to this newer one, but obviously the newer body makes me like it so much more just because I love this body compared. I hate the Bucky Cap body, so anything that's on it I will take any other form. So just wanted to show those two versions of Daredevil. Of course there's many different versions, but these are the two that are closest to the same. So this Daredevil is definitely a much needed improvement over that one. And then we've got Elektra in her all-white outfit, which I know it's going to be hard against the background, but just looks cool in the all-white. But her real name is Elektra Nachos, and her mother was gunned down at a young age, and she began having visions and voices in her head. So her father sent her away for psychotherapy, and she began to train in martial arts. And after a few years, she exceeded all expectations and was sent to train with Stick to master the art of combat, where she caught the attention of the Hand. She went to college at Columbia University, where she met Matt Murdock for the first time, and a friendship grew from there. But following her father's death, she joined up with the Hand and began working as a bounty hunter and assassin. She was hired for a job in New York City, where she met up with Daredevil and there discovered that he was actually Matt Murdock. So they started to work together in a fight against Bullseye, but Bullseye returned and killed Elektra with one of her own size. So that sort of makes a connection all up with this pack. But overall, she looks pretty cool here, like I said, in the all white. So I prefer her more in red just because that's the Elektra I know and recognize. But having this in the all white just looks really cool. Like everything about this is awesome, except for maybe like the headpiece or whatever, because I always hate with like action figure like hats, like it looks way too thick and looks weird on her head, so don't like that too much. But everything else about it I like with the all white design. And overall it pretty much is the exact same figure we've had before, just the new upgraded body with the pinless joints and stuff, so the double knee joints that are pinless as well as the double elbows, so that'll be a much needed improvement. Overall the like main body, like main midsection and cloth and stuff are going to be pretty much the same, just obviously in white this time. But overall she looks good with her long black hair, nice awesome design, a little bit too shiny and so a lot of light reflecting on it, but looks nice hair design and stuff, especially the one she comes with is amazing. But there's her face, a red lipstick, and then of course the eyes shadow and all sorts of stuff in there. Looks good for her, so it looks awesome with the all white body design. Of course like the midsection like bikini area, then has the wrappings up on her arms and going down to the white gloves, the skirting piece there around her waist, and then the wraps going up her thighs as well all the way down to the feet. So she just looks pretty cool body wise. Like I said, I just don't prefer this head for her just because that hat, I hate that hat so much. But let's do the movements. So her head can twist side to side. I don't think we'll be able to get it all the way around because of her hair design. So yeah, just a little back and forth. And then she can look down that far and up just pretty much straight on because of the hair. So there is more movement. It's just hard to get it to move because of her hair. Shoulders can come up to 90 and rotate all the way around. We get a bicep twist, the double elbow joint. So we got our first double elbow joint here that can bend pretty much all the way up on itself. So really good. And then we get the wrist that can twist all the way around and flex back and forth. She's got the up grab crunch to right on her chest. So crunch back and forth and twist all the way around. And then we get to the hips that can come up to 90 and out to the side. Thigh twist all the way around. Double knee joint that can bend up that far to the back. And the foot can flex back and forth and twist side to side. So pretty good movements, especially with those like new double elbow joints and the bicep twists on it. So makes it really cool, and I love having those on the female figures. And overall pretty good body wise and have no real issue standing her. Now accessory wise, she comes with some additional hands. So we get 2 fist hands to go along with her grip. So I'd prefer the grips, but she does get 2 fists. We get 2 sais. So of course, like one of her signature weapons is the sais. So we'll go and take one of the sais and put it in this hand since she has the grip for it. So there we can put the sai in her hand like that, or you can have it flipped around backward, just either way you want it, but there it fits in her hand just like that. And then she also comes with a sword, so a nice like katana sword here that looks really cool. So with this we can put it into her other grip hand. So you can either give her both sais or have a sai and a katana there just like that, and that looks pretty cool. So awesome that she came with the sword, the old one didn't, so pretty cool to have that. And finally we get the additional head, which is really cool. So we have this head that has the really big hair. It's gonna be crazy and probably hard to get her to stand up, but it just looks super cool. So it has her white bandana there around her head, and even has the bandana tail sticking out there from under her hair and kind of blowing in the wind. But this big just giant poof of hair looks crazy with her face there. So let's try and switch the head out for this one. Okay, so I tried everything I could and I could not get this head on her. I can't get it on the neck peg, especially with the body design. So with the hair design, trying to get it around the body and stuff, and then being able to get the peg slipped up in the head. I just could not get it. So unfortunately, I won't be able to put this head on. I was hoping to, because I think I would like this head much more, but I just cannot get it onto her. So unfortunately, I can't show that off, but I think it looks really cool, and it'd be awesome to have it on her. Like I said, it may make her way too hard to stand up with just as much weight as this thing is, but it does look really cool, so I'd probably really like to have this on her, but I can't get it on her, unfortunately. But with this Elektra, we can bring in that older version again in the red style there, and pretty much came with a lot of the same things, just didn't come with a sword as far as I know, but it looks pretty cool overall. Like I said, this head looks a little bit better just because the hat doesn't seem to just be sitting on top of it, but I like the face much more on this newer one, so I hope we get another red Elektra just in this version, just painted red this time, so it'll be a nice easy repaint for them. So either way, I like this Elektra a lot. I wish I could get that other head on her, but it's just way too difficult to get it on. I'm afraid I'm going to break the figure before I even get the head on it, but she looks pretty cool just like this. Like I said, just wish the head was a little bit better with that hat design. And our final figure of the pack is Bullseye, whose real name is Lester. We don't know his last name. And growing up, he had formidable throwing skills enough to become a Major League Baseball player, but became bored during a no-hitter and threw a pitch that hit the batter and killed him. So of course he got in trouble and stuff for that. So he then became an assassin and developed his MO of throwing objects. And from that, he gained notoriety through extortion and murder in New York City. That brought about many confrontations with Daredevil. And overall, he looks pretty cool. This is a different design for Bullseye than we've had before. You know, relatively the same, looks like almost the exact same body, still has the pin joints and everything, just a different color. So has this mostly black suit, so black face covering, black arms, and black legs, and then has this lighter like bluish gray color in the midsection, which I actually kind of like it's not my favorite, but I do kind of like it. It makes it stand out a bit. And then has the white designs with like the bullseye, I guess, so like up on his forehead there, so he's got, you know, the white circle with the bullseye design into it, as well as there around his neck, so the white circles around on his forearms and down on his shins as well. He's got a thigh holster on here for a gun, and then belt around the waist with pockets all the way around, and a sheath hold there in the back. So overall, it looks pretty cool. You know, it is a different design for Bullseye, but I do actually like this a lot. But let's do his movements. So his head can twist all the way around, can look down that far and up that far, so pretty decent movements. Shoulders can come up to 90 with the butterfly joints, so it moves back that far and stuff, so pretty good range in there for that, and rotates all the way around. We get a bicep twist, the double elbow joint that can bend up that far, so not bad. Wrist twist around and flex back and forth. We have the ab crunch in the middle, so crunch forward, crunch back, so not the best crunching, but nice pops in there. Twist all the way around at the waist. Of course, have to worry about his belt. Maybe if we get it pulled down, yeah, I can't really get it, but he can twist around in there. The hips can come up to 90 and out to the side. Ooh, not far from doing the splits. Of course, can't get this leg out because of the holster, but thigh twist all the way around, double knee joint that can bend out that far. Ooh, almost kicking his butt. Shin twist at the top of the boot, and then the foot flexes back and forth and twists side to side. So not bad movements, doesn't have the best. Looks like his elbow has a bit of an issue we'll have to try and work on. But overall, function-wise, works and stuff. Doesn't have obviously the best range or anything, but still works pretty well and has a nice design to him and stuff. So obviously, no major complaints about him. But he comes with a number of accessories. So first, we get an additional unmasked head. So we have this head here. So we've seen this before with that last figure. Just obviously looks like they've redone it in paint and stuff, but looks pretty good as an unmasked head of a crazy guy with bald head with the bullseye design there on his forehead. Crazy eyes, mouth open with missing teeth and stuff. Just looks pretty crazy. And we have that older head here as well, so it's probably the exact same head, just obviously repainted with the new paint designs and stuff. I actually kind of, besides color wise, like this older one more. Like, I think it just looks more realistic, where this one has more of like the splotchiness of like the photo reel or whatever they call it. Like, it always seems a little more splotchy and stuff, where this one seems more solid, just like the overall color of the head much more on this one, but pretty much the exact same head, just repainted. He comes with additional hands, so he's got a fist and a grip, so we get the opposites of a fist and a grip. Since his MO is throwing things, he comes with a hand with some throwing knives or kunai or whatever there that we can switch his hand out for. So let's go and switch this hand out. So there we can have Bullseye like he just threw all those knives out of his hand, so have him facing against Daredevil or something. So that's pretty cool. I just hate this design because I always think it doesn't like look that great or anything. So it's not a design I would prefer too much, but it is cool he comes with it. And then he also comes with a hand with a gun position. So since he doesn't come with a gun and he has a holster and everything, I guess they thought giving him this would work out good enough, I guess, so he can have like a gun position with his hand, but obviously doesn't come with one or anything. And speaking of that, weapon-wise, we do get a knife. So we have a knife we've had with Marvel Legends multiple times before. So with this, we can stick it into the sheath here on his back. So we can stick it in there or stick it into his grip hands if we want. And because we have a bunch of extras and stuff, we did go ahead and get a gun, which is very similar to the one he had before, just we got it in black this time. So with this, we can go and stick it into his thigh holster if we want. So stick it down in there, or we can put it into maybe his other hand with the grip hand. So I got Bullseye with the gun, so he can be throwing out some knives as well as having a gun gun ready to shoot. So overall, pretty cool there for Bullseye. Like I said, it's kind of stinks he doesn't come with a gun since he has a thigh holster and everything, because the last one did, but I wish they would have just included the same things. And speaking of, here is that older Bullseye as well. So you can see body-wise design, it's pretty much going to be exactly the same, just obviously they repainted it. And then the new one, like I said, I kind of like the design overall much more with that blue design, just makes it stand out and a little bit more unique. So overall, I think it's a pretty good upgrade. It's not necessary, especially if you have that old one, because it's not much different, but I do really enjoy this one. Well, that's going to be it for our Marvel Legends Daredevil 3-pack, where we got Daredevil, Elektra, and Bullseye together. Of course, a nice group of Daredevil and Elektra to fight Bullseye, and just have the nice new design of Daredevil with the all-red suit, but comes with that new Renew Your Vows Spider-Man body, so that's really cool. Having the Elektra in the all-white, makes it different from the all-red one we've had, so that is really cool, and I wish I could just get that head switched out. And then Bullseye just in a repaint. Everything else is pretty much the same, but nice repaint there for him, and he looks pretty awesome overall, I must say. So not a bad set overall. I really like the designs of each of these, and the upgrades to like the Elektra and Daredevil and stuff are pretty cool. Just a pretty good pack overall for these three. But let me know what you thought of them down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with a thumbs up. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.